Hi, I'm Mitch, and this is my first video tutorial on OpenFoam, the open source free to everybody CFD solver. In this video, I'm going to take you from installation to getting your first set of colorful data. That will require us to install both OpenFoam and ParaView, run through the first tutorial in the OpenFoam tutorial guide, and then import the results into ParaView. That's a lot, so let's get started. First, we need to take care of some prerequisites. Most importantly, OpenFoam runs on Linux, and I'm assuming you're on a Windows computer. So you'll need to install the Windows System for Linux. For those of you who already have Windows System for Linux and are already familiar with command line prompts, the command lines I'm showing on the screen now is all you need to run your first case before opening ParaView. These are also in the video description, so you can copy and paste them to avoid any typos. Give them a shot if you'd like. If those all worked and you understood what was done, you can skip all the way to the ParaView portion of the video. But if you got an error, you don't have Windows System for Linux, or you just like a more thorough explanation, let's slow it down and start from the beginning. If you don't know what Windows System for Linux is, or you don't have it, then we need to get that first. If you're not sure, the easiest way to tell is to just type WSL into your search bar. I have both the standard distribution and an Ubuntu distribution, which I prefer. I'll assume that you have neither, so let's see how to get them. I'm going to open up a PowerShell command window. And just to make a point here, I'm also going to open up a standard command window. And an Anaconda command window. Which my Python friends will be familiar with. Now, if you're not terribly familiar with command prompts, I want to point out something important. All of these rely on the Windows operating system, which is separate from Windows System for Linux. So even though the command prompt I'll be working in later looks almost identical to these, it's really critical to know that it's essentially working on a separate operating system. If I type in OpenFoam command prompts in these, it won't work. But they are what we need to get Windows System for Linux installed so that we can open the correct command prompt. So first of all, let's just use a command to come to the same conclusion that my search bar told me. I'm going to type in WSL space -- list space -- verbose. And I can type that in to any one of these three. And they all tell me the same thing. I have Linux via the Docker and the Ubuntu application, the Docker application and the Ubuntu distribution. I'll assume you have neither, so let's use PowerShell to install it. This is very easy. Just type WSL space -- install. If you'd like the Ubuntu distribution, just add -d capital Ubuntu. I won't actually run this because I already have it and I don't want to go through the reinstall, but you should know that you'll likely have to reboot your computer after this installation, and you'll set up a username and password for your Linux distribution. Go ahead and do that and meet me back here when you're done. Now, if you installed Ubuntu like me, you'll find it in your search bar. Right there. I've also pinned a shortcut to my taskbar. So I just go here when I want to run it. And now I have a command prompt that's running on the Windows System for Linux, and I can move on to installing OpenFoam via those two prompts I showed earlier. I'd like to do just a couple of troubleshooting steps first. These aren't necessary, but they'll give you confidence if your long command prompt dies. We're going to download OpenFoam directly from the website through a command prompt. So let's confirm the internet connection. We'll ping Google one time. And this should tell you that you transmitted and received a data packet with Google, confirming that you have an internet connection. Next, the OpenFoam installation requires a superuserdo or sudo command, which is essentially the same thing as running the install as an administrator. If for some reason you don't have administrator access, it won't work. So let's just check that I can complete a sudo command with something like sudo echo sudo is working, which is just a command from the administrator to print that message. It now asks me for the password that I set up when I installed this Ubuntu distribution. When I give my password, it prints the message. Good. So now that I've confirmed internet access and admin privileges, if my next few commands don't work, it's probably just due to a typo. So we don't even need to navigate to the OpenFoam website to install it. We'll go there via our command line. The command, I'm just going to copy in. So it was curl https, this is basically the website address, and then space, that vertical line, space, sudo bash. I pasted it in and immediately started running. So we can see that it worked. It goes to the OpenFoam repository, downloads the installation script, and using sudo bash for this is considered slightly risky because you're putting blind trust in that web address. But it's also true when you navigate to a website and click the download button. So notice this is an HTTPS address, which gives us some confidence with the S. And nevertheless, maybe check this web address before you blindly trust this stranger's YouTube advice. Finally, we can install OpenFoam using sudo get 2512 is the most recent version as of June 2026. Again, I'm not going to do this because I already have OpenFoam installed, but I did save the output from my original installation, and it should look something like this. It may also take a few minutes to install. Now you have OpenFoam, so let's load and test it. I'm going to copy in another one of my commands. Now when you're all done with this example and you close everything and shut off your computer, the next time you turn it on and want to run OpenFoam, you'll open your Windows System for Linux command prompt, that's this one, and this is your command. So start here. So I'll actually do that. I've shut down Ubuntu and I'll turn it back on. And we will start with our source command again. The solver we'll be using is OpenFoam. As a troubleshooting measure, let's just make sure that we can find that solver in our directory. So we'll type which and then ICO, capital F, OAM. And it should return something like this. So now we have OpenFoam and we have our solver and we just need to run it. Our first tutorial can be found in the tutorial guide. While it was convenient to get this far without even having to visit the OpenFoam website, that means we don't have any documentation that helps us understand the program. So let's go to HTTPS OpenFoam documentation overview. And you can see there's a lot of useful guides for everything you'd like to know about OpenFoam here. I'd like to point out a cautionary tale here. That quick start button sure looks like a great place to start OpenFoam from scratch. In fact, that's where I started from. If I follow the link, it encourages me to download OpenFoam using one of these mingw.exe files, which appears to promise the same kind of program installation that we're all used to with Windows. You download an exe file, then click Next a few times, and when it's done, you get a nice little OpenFoam icon on your desktop instead of having to navigate to Ubuntu and type in a command to start. If you're a Windows user, that sounds amazing, doesn't it? Well, I tried it, and it didn't work. I got my pretty OpenFoam desktop icon. I opened an OpenFoam command prompt from that, and when I started typing the next few commands I'm going to show you, nothing worked. So I recommend that you stick with the Windows System for Linux version that we're using here. Okay, back to the documentation. I'm working through the tutorial guide, so I actually downloaded this PDF. In my first tutorial case is the lid-driven cavity flow example. If you're going to run this with me, I highly encourage you to read this section of the tutorial first so you know what it is that you're actually simulating. Very simply, it's a box with a moving lid that induces some flow near the top. This section explains the mesh generation and the solver parameters, but running it is really straightforward. First, we'll create our own directory for this example. So we'll use the make directory command. So I suggest copying and pasting that in, and that makes a directory specific to the tutorial. Then we'll copy the existing files for this tutorial from the package that came from OpenFoam. Then we'll change to the new directory that we just made. My copy and paste went awry. There it is. Finally, we just need to run our case. So block mesh with a capital M creates the mesh. And there's our output. So it opens OpenFoam, and then it tells you some things about the mesh that it's building. And this is also discussed in the tutorial in the PDF. And we're back down to our command line. And then the command icofoam with a capital F runs the solver. This was a simple case with only a few iterations, so it's done almost immediately. So we've run our case. We have the data, and we just need to view it. Even though the tutorial guide has directions for using parafoam, the website recommends that you use paraview. I believe parafoam has been abandoned and the documentation is yet to be updated. Paraview will want a .foam file, so we'll generate that now. With this touch command. And I'll assume you have not yet downloaded Paraview, so let's do that. Even though the OpenFoam desktop icon doesn't seem to work, the Paraview one does. So I'll get that installed. We'll go to https://paraview.org download and find the version appropriate to your computer and follow the standard installation procedure. I've already done that, so I've got the desktop icon and I'll just open it. That download comes with a getting started guide of its own. So we'll open that up. And this walks you through a finite element analysis of a crushed soda can. I recommend also doing that on your own time. Here I'll be borrowing a few of these commands to visualize my cavity flow. So first I will reset the session. And yes, I do. Now I'll click the folder icon. However, I won't be able to navigate to my cavity results because the Parafoam File Explorer is looking for Windows files. I've recently done this cavity result, so it shows up down here, but when you open it, you won't see that because you haven't recently opened cavity or examples. So, my files aren't in Windows, they're in Linux. Let's go find them with the Windows File Explorer, and then we'll come back here. So we'll come on down to File Explorer, and if I scroll down the left-hand side, I find Linux. I personally did this in Ubuntu, not Docker, so I'll choose that. Then it's Home, my username, and OpenFoam. Now that I've navigated here, I can copy that address. Control C. And then paste it into ParaView. And choose that cavity.foam. All of the variables that I'm interested in this example are already selected, so I'll hit apply. And maybe I'm interested in the velocity field. So up here, I'll select U. And then finally, I'll press play. There's not much to see in the animation, but part of that is because it's only a half-second simulation. And 1 meter per second lid doesn't induce a lot of flow quickly. Notice when I press play, I do see that time step moving from 0.1 to 0.5. So it's not very interesting, but it's working. Interesting is next. I hope this was helpful.